Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Juice WRLD track using a guitar this time. The last track was more trap based. This one I'm going to show you how to arrange and do cool stuff. So this loop is from Crack Guitar Loop. Shout out to Crack-a-Lack Beats. I don't even know if this is out yet. So I'm just going to link his Instagram to keep up with him. He may have sent this to me early, not sure. But thank you, Crack-a-Lack. These Crack Guitar Loops are crazy. I just clicked one of these randomly and it sounds like Juice WRLD off the bat. So let me show you the notes. And if you can't play guitar, I understand. And you might not have a mic to even record a guitar, an acoustic guitar. So the notes, where is an instrument? Let's grab like Expand 2, for example. And I'll pull up a guitar just so we have something similar, but it's not going to be the real thing, of course. You know, it's too bright. This one's specific. Let's do nylon to be fair, because we don't want to start off with the bright one. So where's nylon? Nylon guitar. Nylon guitar. I know there's a simple one. Nylon. Okay, so it goes dun, dun. So this is a minor, let me show you the notes. Why am I not showing you the notes? So if you don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We've trained over 800,000 producers around the world. So I'm going to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, J. Cole, Trippie Redd, Young Thug, YG, Ray Shremmerd, Ariana Grande. I said Post Malone, I think. French Montana, Ray Shremmerd. I probably said that already. A lot of dope people on the Billboard charts. So I'll just show you how to draw it out in MIDI, but it's not going to sound like the real thing. That's why I love real guitar players. Okay, so one thing you do with your MIDI though, if you want it to sound more realistic, extend the notes out. Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to the. Okay, so it's just playing a minor third. If you don't know what a minor third is, just whatever note you start with, count up 3. 1, 2, 3 notes. Let's just get the timing right. Okay, so you can really use this formula over and over again. Pretty simple. Usually with the guitar, you're playing fifths or you're playing some type of interval. You're not always playing like a chord like this. It's just usually not how it's played in rock genres, I'll say. Because they were kind of, the power chord is a sound. So let's kind of mimic the notes. And notice that they keep that top note the same. So this is something we teach in our music theory. Essential, I call it an anchor note, is when you hold a note as a focal point, but you change something else. Okay, so we're just going down to the next note in the scale. And then you go, doom. Just give me one moment. All right, I think I have this thing going back. Okay, so let's keep. So of course it doesn't sound like the real thing. When you hear that pitch slide, that boom, you hear that. Doom. Okay, so we're just going down each note in the scale. But let's listen to that top note. So now we're going back to that root note. Okay, so it changes up on the fourth, and then I'll. Oops. Didn't realize I. Now at the end it changes, it goes dun, 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 dun. I think it goes up like that. So let's just reference it one more time. It goes dun, 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 dun. Let me just solo it so I don't have to keep. And then we can line it up so we can match it up. So let's do that. So it kind of kick starts again. So it goes dun, 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 dun. Okay, so let's break all this down because this seems like a lot, but it's really not that much. So in the beginning, we're playing a minor third. Again, count up from the note that you start with, up 3, 1, 2, 3. It's called a minor third. Now here we're not playing, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you get to 5, it doesn't make sense. But you're playing a, if I pulled up, that would be our, what is that, third or fifth? So that'd be our 6th, I want to say. Or 6 to 9. I always mix that up. So before I start confusing you here, E to B is basically the 5th. Okay, so we're just doing it backwards. So we're playing a 4th. We're not playing a 4th, we're playing a 5th. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 4th this way. Okay, so that's called a perfect 4th. I'm probably confusing you because I started off on the minor third, but just keep in mind the minor third is a 0 semitones up to 3. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. This interval jump right here is called a perfect 4th. It's not a chord, it's just an interval jump. You go from one note up 5 semitones or 5 notes in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's called a perfect 4th. Then you come down to what's called a major third. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 semitones going from the root note up 1, 2, 3, 4. It's called a major third. And then we go from the major third to, this is probably some inversion. E, let me see, A, C, E, G, B. So that'd be like a, we're just using the second to create suspense. Suspended chords are known for, pardon me, their suspense. Okay, now compare the real thing to this plugin. Here's the plugin. Sounds like a hack version compared to the real thing. Just want to let you guys know there's limitations to guitar plugins. Not everything sounds real. This is the one thing that hasn't been mastered in plugin form, in my opinion. But that's the music theory behind the guitar, so that you can just understand what the heck's going on. So now we know what's going on. It's really just a bunch of intervals playing. And now I'm going to show you the small little nuances that can make this feel like a record. The first is a simple transition sound. Goes, it's going to slide into it. So let's hit Alt. There's a little marker here, that little yellow thing. Just line that up. So we're going to intro it with just the guitar, and then we're going to bring in the drums using that transition. So I'm showing you how to arrange stuff. Now I'm probably going to do it on this, because this feels like it ends. 1, 2, 3, and okay, so let's find some drums. So the drums are going to be super, you guys have heard the drums 1,000 times, but if you're new, maybe you haven't. So let's go to the Zaytoven 808, and let's grab, the snare is up to you. There's really no right or wrong snare. You just want something short in this case. So let's grab our Drake snare. I don't think a clap would really go with this one, but you could try the clap that everybody uses. I just don't think it will rock with this track. And then simple short hi-hat. That's all you need. So kick, hi-hat, snare slash clap. Highlight all those notes, hit Control L, send it to the mixer. Send the loop to the mixer. These guitars are crazy. And the crack guitar loops. Okay, so let's 3 and so let's so the 808 is going to be pretty active, but before we get to the 808, let's add these claps on the 3 and the 7 count. So just drop that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's the rhythm. Let's add a little bouncy snare. Okay, so Just adding that little. So that's the rhythm. So it goes. My rhythm's right. Wait. Ta 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 ta. Okay, that's the rhythm. One. So most people, they just draw their hi-hats like this. They'll just right click, fill each 2 steps. The problem is you don't leave enough room for gaps or bounce. We're also at 122 BPM. 1 2 1 2 2 2 1 2. So you got to be a little more active with the 808. It's not like boom, 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 boom. It's not that kind of pattern. You got to kind of add like little stutters. So I'm going to play by hand using the comma key, and you go to options, go to typing keyboard to piano, and you can play with your actual typing keyboard. You don't need MIDI. So I'm just going to be a little more active. So boom, let's see. So I did a couple triplets. I know I was kind of moving fast there. So towards the end, I did like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 type of pattern. So right here, it's a triplet pattern. So I'll show you how to go to snap to grid, 1/3 beat, hit Control Q. That will lock it to the triplet grid. Now this one is debatable if I want that 808 right there. I played that kind of early. So sing as you're doing it. So it's I got it, man. Lot of fear. So out of it. Gotta chill. I'm for real. Got it there. We ain't got it there. Okay, so we're just gonna quantize those triplets using the snap to grid 1/3 beat, and then hit Control Q. Now go back to quarter timing. Highlight all your other notes. Hit Control Shift, and then hit. You could do Control Q. I'll just do Alt Q. Let's do Control Q to keep it consistent here. It's just gonna make the notes look longer. Now, I think some of these are double notes, so that won't work. Let's hit Alt Q. This one's kind of like, I don't like that timing. So it's important that you do like a little demo vocal so you don't overly produce. A lot of people, they overly produce because they're trying to fill in the void of their vocal. This loop says C sharp minor. Let's see if that is correct. Deal or no deal, boys? Okay, let's see. Check. Wait, got a nail. I don't know. We gotta chill. When I better in the field. Like I'm Copperfield. I gotta chill. Yeah, for real. So the recording style is more like a punch in. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you to tears with the recording, but you definitely have to do like a little vocal just to make sure that you're leaving enough space. So let's just do a little demo. Let me do it on my other mic. I'm gonna say my other phone. I got 2 mics, one on the desk and one standing up. That was so random. Let's just drag this over here. Let me make sure this thing is recording because sometimes I hit pause and I forget to, okay. Triple check. Okay, let's use the other mic. And check, 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 okay. Let's just make up some Juice lyrics. Kinda crazy how is this? Wait. Kinda crazy how. I'm gonna just make up stuff. we should. Nah, I don't want to eat up a lot of time doing a bunch of vocals, but I'm just gonna do a little mumble melody.
You gotta chill when you run up and I'm in a couple mil, and I'm running when I'm in the field. Like you got my feel when I came in the block, and I gotta chill for a couple mil, and I'm keeping it over real. I'm in the diamonds drill, and I keep it on. You know it's running around when I'm focused. Got it up, it's so key, but a low key.
Alright, here we go. I know it was just a bunch of nonsense, but I don't have time to do punch-ins right now. But the real way to do it would just be record every other line one by one. And that's how you would do it. Okay. Oops, let's get back to this track. So I did the vocal.
You gotta chill when you run up and I'm in a couple mil.
Also, I would take time to add the effects to the vocal so that you don't overly feel space. Now that sounds like it has some reverb, but let me solo it. Okay, so it has like a little tiny bit of reverb, so we're gonna add our own reverb. I'm gonna do Valhalla Vintage Verb. That's just the one. I have auto-tune on, don't I? Yeah, I do. We'll do that, and then cut out the lows. And then we'll just send stuff. Just to widen up the track. And then send your vocals to the reverb. So you can understand how much space is being taken up by the vocal. Okay, so again, I don't have time to do a real vocal, but also this will help you understand your rhythms, so your rhythms aren't crazy. I guess my headphones are so loud it's feeding back, so I'm gonna turn my headphones down. There we go. Add like a secondary hi-hat. You really don't need to do anything after this. I guess the only thing that could change is really just the hi-hat pattern. So again, I don't want to make this video 1,000 minutes long. You're done. I mean, that's really it. You would change maybe the hi-hats, and then you would drop out some of the drums, maybe the 808, drop it out over time. So let's just kind of switch up the hi-hat into a steady pattern. Actually, I should have just cloned this so we don't mess up the drums. Let's just clone it over, and then I'll make this unique in the top left, make unique. So now it's pattern 4. We're gonna go to the top, select source. Now that's pattern 4. Highlight all this, hit control, go to your pattern, right click, fill each 2 steps. I don't know, I mean, this kind of sounds right with the steady hi-hats, but let's try something really crazy. Let's try triplet hi-hats. Just to switch it up. Let's do snap to grid, 1/3 beat. And let's slide that over. Okay. Let's do these. Slide these over. So that could be a nice little change up. Okay, let's add a little. So let's add a little stutter. Little stutter snares. All right, let's get this thing rocking. So I like the triplet change up. So again, use the vocals just a way to not overly produce. Make the reverb longer, fill the space. Make it dreamier. Okay, so let's go back. You really don't need to do much but add vocals at this point. So that's really it. So again, I'm not gonna make this too long, but at that point, so if you're looking for like a whole song, you're gonna go intro, just the music for this track, then the transition swoosh into the hook. You can do like light drums or whatever, then heavy drums, kind of space it out. Now from here, I mean, you could drop out the 808s. So that people can tell the difference between sections. If they can't tell the difference between a section, that's when people are like, what is happening? So in this case, we're just gonna get rid of the 808s. Now you might wanna find some other sound like a kick drum or something like that. And then you can pick the 808s back up. And then I wouldn't use the high frequency hi-hats. And then you could do cool stuff like slow down the loop. So I'll just show you a couple things you could do. Drag this over. We can make this unique, for example. And then we can go to the top left channel settings, stretch mode, and then just pull this down an octave. That's just one of many things you could do. Now in this case, I'm gonna time stretch this to be double the length. So where are we at? 8 bars or so, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Drag it to double, and now it's gonna sound. Or you could start the verse like that. I'll probably use this more so for a B section. Okay, so I don't want to overly produce this track, but again, these are called the crack guitar loops from Crack-a-Lack Beats. So again, I'll link his Instagram because I'm not sure where these are exactly just yet. Maybe they're not even out yet. These are called crack guitar loops. It really just comes down to the vocal performance at this point. Makes production super easy for you to get these placements. Thank you for watching. It's Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. Peace.